Arizona cities, they are working together to help serve you better. That's next on Sonora Living Live. Well, it can be tough to keep up with all the things your city is doing in Arizona. And, of course, it's even harder to keep up with nearby cities. But there is a group out there making it very easy for you. And here to talk more about that, we have, this is Doug Von Gausig. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
All right. He's the mayor of Clarkdale. And you are here to talk about the AZ Cities at Work. And we have a little picnic set up. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this picnic with you this afternoon.
When do we get to eat?
I know. We're going to eat throughout the segment, but we can't talk with our mouth full. That's the only rule. But I loved what you said. Where's the wine? I'm looking in the basket. I didn't see anything in there. Yeah. Well, let's talk about what is AZ at Work? What is that?
AZ Cities at Work is a program that the League of Arizona Cities and Towns has developed for all of the communities in Arizona to use to help educate their citizenry about what Arizona's cities and towns do for them and how they work and how they get the job done.
And Clarkdale is about 2 hours from Phoenix, so thank you for coming down to visit us.
Well, I'm glad to be here anytime. Anytime that I can talk about cities and towns, I'm glad to come down.
Well, what is Clarkdale? What is it like? What is that city, that little town like?
Well, Clarkdale is one of the most beautiful small towns in Arizona. It's got about 4,000 people. It's right on the Verde River. And so the Verde River is playing a major role in our economic development plan for the future, and the wine trade in the Verde Valley is taking off like crazy, and birding is wonderful up there, so it's a very natural kind of environment and vibe in Clarkdale.
And hiking and picnicking, and we even have fishing very big along the Verde River.
Yep.
And you've brought along some of the many things that we can do in your gorgeous town. I've had a privilege of looking at some of the pictures. And the people there, the richness and the culture that they have, it's wonderful. And it's a great place in the summer if you're looking to get away from the triple digits, right?
That's right. It's about 10 or 12 degrees cooler up there than it is in Phoenix most of the time. And then when you get in the river, it really doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah. And AZ Cities at Work really is giving families an affordable way of visiting some nearby neighborhoods and towns that they may not ever know about. And how does this resource, how is it being a tool for us?
Well, it's a tool for all of our cities and towns. It has a website tool, it's got Twitter tools, it's got all kinds of different communications tools that allow people to connect with their community a little more intimately than they have been able to in the past, and to become part of their communities. So the whole thrust of this is to make cities and towns part of people's lives so that they value them, so they understand what they're getting for it. And then they become more involved in their own city and their community.
Right, and that's exactly what I was going to say next, because if we have a vested interest, the economic engine that we're creating in our town and in our community, it just continues to grow, doesn't it?
That's it. That's exactly right. So the more community you can build, the better your cities and towns are, and the better the services you can provide for all the people that live there. So your quality of life just goes up dramatically when people care about their city or town. So
and
that's what this is about.
I'm sorry I keep cutting you off because I have so many questions for you. I love it when we go to these small towns and go into these businesses. I mean, gosh, the pride that they have in there. And talk a little bit about some of the special small businesses that you have in Clarkdale.
Well, Clarkdale is a very small town from a commercial standpoint, so we have kind of hometown restaurants and hometown wineries and things like that. The restaurants there, you can go in and you'll be talking to the person who owns it, who's also cooking your food for you because he's a master chef. Or we've got soon opening up right in the old business district of Clarkdale. We have wine tasting rooms from the local wineries, and that coordinates well with those that are in Cottonwood and the rest of the Verde Valley. So the wine business is being promoted all over the Verde Valley. And then what we're going to be looking at very quickly is more outdoors kinds of businesses that capitalize on the fact that the river's there for fishing, for kayaking, and all those kinds of things.
Well, I am so excited. Next time, since you have so many wineries, you're going to bring some wine next time.
I'll bring
We're going to do this again. It has been a privilege joining you on this picnic blanket this morning and getting a chance to hear more about your great town. If you would like more information about a town near you, you can contact the Arizona Cities and see how they're working for you by visiting azcitieswork.com. That's azcitieswork.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Twitter. They're very big in social media.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Susan.
It's just been a privilege to get to know more about you.
It's been a pleasure.